Hello, Richard. It's me, Chaboy. It's Thursday. What date is it? I haven't done a date for a while. It's the 14th of May. And I just thought I'd tell you what's been going on. And a reminder to the world in the future what's currently happening at this point in time. Boris Johnson said some stuff, mostly apparently just waffled. I watched the last 3 minutes, which seemed like the 3 minutes you should be watching. He's got a plan that is, as he stresses, highly contingent on it hinges on everything going a certain way, which means basically nothing. I mean, we don't know how it's going to go, but there's some three-step 3 month plan of letting people opening more and more things over 3 months. We'll see how that goes. What it didn't say everyone go see your friends, and it didn't say you can see friends and family, which is kind of what everyone is waiting on, even if it's just like a little bit. You can now exercise an unlimited amount, which means that the rules have caught up with my parents, who are just exercising as much as they want and doing whatever they want. But yeah, it does mean that I can go out twice. I can go out myself. I can go out with Helen, which is nice. You can now meet one friend outside at a distance, so that's nice. Maybe, I'm not super sure. I imagine there are people for whom that is brilliant, and there are other people for whom that is is that that's not hanging out in the same way? I don't know. But it's nice. But we want it to be, go hang out with all your friends. Unsurprisingly. I took Mittens to the vet again on Tuesday, a couple of days ago, to make sure that to get x-rays to see if her leg had been fixed. It had. The pins have been removed. She's still got to wear the cone for 7 days. She's just still got to be on cage rest for 10 days. Which is disappointing because we hope she'd be, free to do whatever. But she is allowed out of the cage for 5 minutes twice a day, which is slightly confusing because I don't know what the point, I don't know why, I don't know what we're looking out for, I don't know what the cage rest is for, I don't know if it's in case the bone breaks again, is it just for her own good to slowly get her to use her leg again, this, that, or the other. It means that I don't know, it's one of those pieces of advice that's kind of more hindrance than help in terms of understanding and all of those things. So she's allowed out, it seems, without any caveats for 5 minutes twice a day. So could you just jump around? Is this allowed? It's hard to tell. The vets were very good. I drove there, took an hour and a half to get there. She was there for 2 hours, including the process took an hour, and then we were waiting for her temperature was a bit low, so we waited for her to warm up a little bit, then left. It took 2 hours, and then an hour and a half back home. So it was a quick process. That was good, and only cost £300. So that was also good, believe it or not. Yeah. I've got my 4x4 for the bench. I've been doing. There's two planks which have two lap joints on each. You can't really have a plank with one lap joint. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense, I don't think. And maybe that's my naive woodworking coming into play. But anyway, there's a couple of planks which I need to do with a couple of lap joints. Oh my god. I think this particular maybe it's just these planks, and in combination was this saw, but oh my god, it takes a million years to make a rip cut on these things. Oh my god, it makes it really difficult to bring yourself to go downstairs and just saw for 10 minutes to get one of these lap joint cuts done. But it's fine. Also, I've made a little mistake in the plans, which means that this lap joint that I'm making now is going over the end of another lap joint, which means that it's going to be more complicated, because if you imagine I'm trying to cut this lap joint, and normally it would just be on a single piece of wood, which means that you only have to make like one cut and then one cut in, right? But because this end, if you imagine this is the end which the lap joint is going on, it's also like this bit here is the end of another lap joint coming from, into plane, which means this is a bad explanation, but it essentially means that I'm gonna have to cut like a weird in this lap joint coming in, because I'm an idiot and I didn't think about these things before I started. But everything's a learning process, and so many things in this. I'm now thinking like I would think about, especially with funky joints. I know lap joint isn't exactly exotic, but I would like think about how they have to go together, because I would have done some cuts already before assembling a lot of this stuff. I would have done it in a different order, I think, just so that I wouldn't have to these lap joints especially are real faff, because I can't measure them out properly because of the nature of having a piece of wood that needs to fit in between two pieces. How a lap joint goes in and it kind of has to, again, this is a terrible explanation, but it's by nature, before you've cut the lap joint, this thing can't sit flush against these two surfaces, so I can't measure it properly, which means that it comes out a little bit bad. It's a bit of a mess, but it's fine. It's ultimately fine. I've done one of them already. It looks fine. It's a little bit gappy, but who cares? And yeah, so this is already 7 minutes. Jesus, just rambling away. That's probably it. Hopefully I'll catch you soon. We've got a Smash tournament tomorrow, which should be funny. Maybe we'll play today. I'll drop you a message. We've had another person drop out of D&D. Leah has dropped out, which is fine. We still potentially have 6 if everyone that is in. We still potentially have 6 people, but 2 is funny that we invited 4. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be fine. 6 would also be good. More people could drop out and it'd still be fine. Writing the backstory is hard, but it'll be good. I think that's it. I've managed to really ramble this one. Catch you on the flip side. Stay up.
Heyo.
Jenny's all darling.
This is baby. This is hello. Hand.
So you doing all right? Got no leg pins anymore?
No leg pins.
So
Oh, hello, baby.